Today's lesson focus is the median line. So we're still looking at visualizing data trends. We talked about line of best fit in grade 9. The median we haven't seen. That's what today is about. And least squares is basically your regression, which we've already done. So median line has to do with medians. So the steps are here, and we're going to go through some examples to see how to actually deal with them. So after we plot the data, we separate the points into 3 equal vertical sections as much as possible. So we know that not every number is divisible by 3. So we could have some categories that are missing one, or one that has an extra one, depending on how it's divided. Okay. In each section, we determine the median of the x coordinates and then the median of the y coordinates. We plot these points using a different symbol, so the median line has to do with plotting. Place a ruler along a line joining the first and third median points. If the second point is not on the line, slide the ruler about a third of the way towards the second point. Okay, making sure not to change the slope. So everybody should have the same slope because the median points should be all the same for everybody. And then we draw the line. So let's go to an actual example to make sense of this. So here we have okay, full screen. Okay. So we have an example that says the environment club is interested in the relationship between the number of canned drinks sold in the cafeteria and the number of cans that are recycled. The data collected are listed below. So here we have the number of canned drinks sold, and here the number of cans recycled. So this is our independent, because that's what we believe affects the number of cans recycled. So our independent always goes on our x-axis or our horizontal axis, and our dependent on the vertical axis. So we'll go ahead and plot those points. Okay. Once you've done that, we're gonna separate them into 3 groups. So basically we need to order the points. So order them from least to greatest by the x values. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points. So if I'm dividing by 3, that's 3 in each group. So there's 9 points. So that's groups of 3. So the first one would be, so go by axis, 15 and 6. Be careful, my x's aren't all in order, so you'll see that one's off. Then I have 18 and 2. The next one is 23 and 4. Then in my second set, I have 25 and 1. Then 28. So 26 and 5. Okay. And then 28 and 6. And then lastly, I have 30 and 4, 30 and 8. Okay. And 36 and 10. So now we're going to do the median. So you're going to look at the x values separately than the y values. Look at these values, and they should be in order, 15, 18, 20. Take the middle, so that's 18. So medians. Middle of these, middle of these. So don't think necessarily the 2 is in the middle. If I were to order these, it's 2, 4, 6. So really 4 is the middle value. These are my median values. The next set, we have 25, 26, 28. 26 is the middle. Then look at the y separately. They happen to be ordered, so 1, 5, 6. So it's actually 5. And then look at these separately. So that's 30 and 8. Save it a little bit. Alright, so you're going to plot these points. I'm just going to change my color pen. On your graph. These three. Use a different symbol, so we'll use like an X. 18 and 20. 18 and 4. 26 and 5. Happens to be one of our curve points. And 30 and 8. Also. So now the rule is to take your line, so your ruler, you're going to place it through those points. Let's adjust my little, so right now you're just taking your ruler. This is not the line. You're going to take the ruler, put it through those, and then move it about a third. Excuse me. Towards third towards the other one. Just a little bit. Excuse me. So again, the slope does not change because you're just putting the ruler there and you're moving it a third towards the other one. Okay. Okay. So the next part asks us to describe any trends. Well, I have a positive relationship. That's linear. So we're going to write positive linear relationship. Then it says construct a median mean line for the data. So we did that part. That's drawing it. And determine the equation of the line. So equation of the line we know is y equals mx plus b. So we need the slope. And we need the y-intercept. So to do that, since we all need to have the same slope, everyone needs to use median 1 and median 3 to get the slope. So if I look at my line, my median 1 was 18 and 4 and 38. So I'm going to use those. And recall slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that is 8 minus 4 and 30 minus 18. So that's 4 over 12, which is 1/3. Everybody should have the same slope. Now if you recall, to find the y-intercept, use a point on your line. So this is where answers would differ slightly. So on your line, so I'm going to go to my line, and I have see. I'm going to use this one, which is 28 and 7. You can choose anyone that's clear. Could use 16 and 3 if I want instead. Let's use 16 and 3. Looks like it's more through exactly on the square than this one. It's hard to see that. Again, 16 and 3. So again, it's a point on your line, so the answers will differ slightly. So using 16 and 3 here. I'm going to sub that in. So x into x and y into y. So y is 3, x is 16. Okay. And it's not writing as clearly as I want. Okay, so calculate that. Fortunately, this one's going to end up with a fraction, which is not a problem. So I'm just solving for b right now. These two common fraction, denominator. So 3 times 3. And just like when you did line of best fit, your equation must match your graph. And these equations are used to help make predictions. So I get negative 7 over 3. So y is equal to 1/3 x minus 7 over 3. Okay. And like I said, this equation can help us make predictions. So 35 canned drinks are sold, and determine the number of cans that will be found in the recycling bin. Well, X is the number of canned drinks sold. So if I put that in here, I can solve (18 divided by 3). And if you get a decimal, you just round it, because you're not going to say the point of a can, your whole number grades. So therefore, it is estimated. So answers might differ because you're using basically a median line that's used to help make predictions. So it's estimated that 6 cans would be recycled. Okay, I do have one more example for median line, and it's because it's not even number. Sorry, it's not an odd number, so the medians will be a little different. So here's a study was done with a group of university students to determine if there's correlation between the amount of sleep they got and their academic performance. The following table lists some data from the study. So we have the students, their hours of sleep, and their average mark. So again, we're going to divide all the points into 3 equal points. You do need to graph it. So I'll hit pause to graph all the points. Okay. So hours of sleep versus the average mark. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set them up into equal. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. So in each group I'm going to have 4 sets. And you'll notice that these aren't in order. So I need to put them in order. So the first one is 6 and 62. Second one is 6.5 and 56. Then I have 6.5 and 58. I'm trying to see that that's a 6. Then I have 6.5 and 71. So that's one group. Remember, it's always 3 equal groups, or as much as equal as possible. Then I have 7 and 66. and 7 and 70 and 7.5 and 68 and 7.5 and 77 8 and 82 8.5 and 75 8.5 and 76 and 8 9 and 76. So you order them by axis. Now you're going to look for the median in each category. So the middle here, you have to look. So let me change my color of the pen. Oops. Right. The middle here is the middle of these two. So remember, when I have 4, the middle would be taking this and dividing by 2. Well, we know 6.5 plus 6.5 divided by 2 is still 6.5. Now look at these separately. This is my first, this is my second, that's my third, and that's my fourth. So second and third. 62 and 58 divided by 2 is 60. So again, I'm adding these and then dividing by 2. Do that in every category. So middle here is between these two. So 7 plus 7.5 divided by 2 is 7.25. And then the middle here. So 66, 68, 70, and then 77. So the middle is 69. That's the median. And then look at these. So 8.5 and 8.5 divided by 2 is still 8.5. And then order these 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 76 is the median. So plot these points. 6.5 and 60. Okay. And 7.25 and 69. Oh, so I can do that. Okay, so I'm just going to need 6.5 and 60 and 7.25 and 69. That's in between here. And then 8.5 and 76. So 2, 4, 6. So you take your ruler, put them through your first and third median. And I need to adjust this slightly. So right now you're just placing your ruler. Don't draw the line. And then you can move it a third. So this one's not much. Okay. Because the median 2, so you're moving it up because that's where median 2 is. The other one we moved down because that's where median 2 is. So here's a point. Let's see what point can we use for our equation. Before I go on to the equation. Okay. Let's use Nothing is exact. I can use this one. Of course, it's 8.75 and 78. Okay. So remember, our slope calculation will always be the same. So m comes from our slope, the first and the last point. That's not looking so good. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I have to use my median 1 and median 3 for these. So I'm going to do 76 minus 60 over 8.5 minus 6.5 so I get 16 over 2, which is 8. I mean, sorry, yeah, 8. Okay. Then I use my point on my line to solve for my slope and y equals mx plus b, the y-intercept. Sorry, to solve for the y-intercept, not the slope. So we're using y is 78 and x is 8.25, or sorry, 8.75 in this case. Right. Try and fix that up a little bit. Okay, try and make that look a little better. All right. Seems like the pen is tired today. So we have 70. So again, the y-intercept will differ from person to person slightly, but because we are following a set of rules, they will be close. We're not just drawing random lines, we're drawing median lines. We're following a procedure to draw that median line. Okay, fix this up. Ah, do that. So the equation is, it's both the 8. So, a little too much red there. So the equation for this case, for our median line, is y equals 8x plus 8. Okay, so if you still have questions, go back and watch this again. And of course, you can always ask me in class. So that's median line, and it's another tool for analyzing data. It helps us make predictions, see trends, and it's called median because it has to do with medians. Okay, remember the regression formula is quite intense if you manage to look it up. That's why there are other tools out there to help us um, make predictions with data.